My name is Honorable Ziphion Chrysanthus. I am a member of the government of Plateau State. I serve the Plateau State government in the Abuja Liaison Directorate. I'm a director, Liaison Services, MDAs, and Security Agencies. It's obvious that the atmosphere is already saturated with joy and celebrations. You don't need anybody to tell you that what these people are clamoring for is a paradigm shift from the norm. What has been their norm is something no state would clamor for. I can tell you that what they are already seeing from the few months that Governor Mutfwang has handled the state is the continuity of what he has been doing in terms of development, in terms of moving the state from where it was to where it should be. So you should know that they are not desiring for anything less than progress, anything less than development, anything short of peace. Thank you. Just as the governor has said rightly yesterday, politics is over. It is time for governance. I think this is not the time to bring in anything that would divide us as a people. Since we are already done with the legal tussle up to the Supreme Court, which is the final destination for every litigation with regards to the governorship, I think this is time for us to unite as a people, because the enemy takes advantage of the crack that is amongst us to strike us, and that is why we are going through what we are going through as a people now. Look at what happened in Bokos and some part of Barkeladi and Mango. It's rather unfortunate. I can tell you that the people are not united. If the people were united, to a very large extent, would have been able to control, let me use the word control, what had happened. But I am happy with what the governor did following the attacks there when we visited Bokos when the vice president led the delegation of the National Security Advisor, together with the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Defense Intelligence, the Chief of Army Staff, and other security chiefs. The governor brought past Plateau leaders and asked that Plateau citizens should forgive them. Henceforth, they are united to face the common enemy. So our strength lies in our unity. Since we are done with the legal tussle, I beseech every Plateau citizen to keep away every differences and embrace unity so that we can forge ahead as a people. You see, like I keep saying, what were the reasons for those attacks? Those attacks were unprovoked attacks on innocent civilians. What do they really want? I think that is where we should bring our minds to. These attackers, what is their aim? What do they really want? And when you look at it, the answer is just simple. All they are after is just to grab their lands so their animals could graze on it. Does it make sense? You kill people, you maim them just because you want to grab their lands and have a place where your cattle will graze on. It's quite unfortunate. You said, what do you think should be done? I feel that where there is no justice, there cannot be peace. These attacks were unprovoked attacks. This is not the first time such is happening. Quite a number have been displaced from their ancestral homes. And what happens after then? These evil men take over their lands and settle there. I'm calling on the government, the federal government, to ensure that they collaborate with the state government in putting up modalities that would take these people back to their ancestral homes. One, justice must be done. All the while that all these things have been happening, I have not seen anybody prosecuted. We've not seen substantial arrests. We've not seen prosecutions. Such people must be arrested. Such people must be made to face the law. Justice should not only be done, but justice should be seen to have done. And I think that if these people are being brought to book, it will definitely serve as a deterrent to others who to some of their colleagues and sympathizers out there. Number one, I think the government needs to do more on controlling the proliferation of small arms and light weapons. If you look at the statistics, you will agree with me that in a very large number of arms are in the hands of quite a number of non-state actors, and that could account for what has been happening within the North Central sub-region, and not only North Central, the Northwest too is facing such crisis. We have the banditry. We have the Northeast having Boko Haram. We have the Southeast now having what do you call it, IPOB and the rest. We have the South having pirates and militants, who are causing harm to our national wealth. So the government needs to do more in trying to ensure that these weapons are taken from the hands of these non-state actors. And the Plateau issue is not one that you could say that it's not about kidnapping. Just like I buttressed earlier, why these attacks? How do you get your answers? The attacks, similar attacks that took place years before now, what came after the attack? They took over their lands. They settled there. Go to Bokos. What would you see there? A very beautiful and an amazing land. A gift from God. You could see the topography. You could see Bokos is such a beautiful place. Look at how plains the land are. Look. You could even find places where their cattle can take water. So when they graze, they take water. That is just what they are after. That is what they have done in the past. And I am calling the federal government. I want to thank the President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. You could see immediately these things happen. and he was briefed by the governor of Plateau State. He did not hesitate to demonstrate the will, to demonstrate the determination of the federal government to nip this nonsense in the bud. Immediately, he dispatched the vice president to come down with all the security chiefs to assess that so that something can be done. And I am glad that the federal government is on their toes to ensuring that solution is being brought. Before I thought of joining politics, my life has been that of a servant leader. And I have a philosophy. My philosophy is this: that you rise by lifting others. That is one. Secondly, my greatest satisfaction or contentment, or I find joy in seeing that I put smiles on the faces of people. I started paying the school fees of other people when I was in my 200 level. And I did the first one. I was in 200 level and I was sponsoring somebody in University of Jos. Immediately I finished that, I was like, wow. So small me, little me, I can sponsor someone. And I got that feeling, that joy. And from there, I can tell you today, I have about 36 persons less privileged persons I am sponsoring, most of which are orphans, primary, secondary, university. And each of those persons, I have promised myself that I would not leave them until at least they are able to get a university, a first degree from the university. So this is one of the greatest motivations I have gotten. My purpose of going into politics is, a man is to the extent of his capacity. You cannot perform beyond your capacity. I need a platform where I can escalate the little things I am doing such that a large number is able to benefit. That's why I went into politics. Okay, I contested for the seat of the House of Reps for Panshin, Kanki, Kanam Federal Constituency in the 2023 general elections. Like I said earlier, it's all about service to humanity, service to humanity. Before I went into the elections, I said to myself, Ziphion, there is no losing. It's either you win or you learn. And I can tell you, everybody saw what happened in the elections. Everybody saw how the wishes of the people were upturned by certain actors. And I said to myself, this is not a loss. Yes, it did not turn out the way we expected, but so many lessons we have learned. Immediately the elections were concluded, I approached because I felt dissatisfied with the outcome of the elections. I was very much convinced that the election was not fair. I approached the Elections Petitions Tribunal and I filed a petition. During the process, what I was supposed to use as evidence was compromised. And I felt convinced, after consulting with my principals, after consulting with key stakeholders, we felt there was no need, since the evidence was tampered with. It will result to waste of time, resources, and energy. And we decided to step it down. He who fights and runs lives to fight another day.